we get to the agenda and all that, I just wanted to take a second and thank everybody for understanding why I wasn't able to be at the last meeting, and also to thank James in front of everybody for running it at the last minute. But Santa had to go to the hospital, so, you know, that happens. And so we appreciate it. So, I'm assuming that all of y'all have looked over the agenda. And with that being said, I will take a motion to approve the agenda. Second? All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, now we have the September minutes, and we should have gotten them early, so you should have looked those over. And are there any additions, corrections, anything we need to do? Then I need a motion to approve the September minutes.
I so move.
And a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Santa, do you have any public comments? No public comments this time? You must be thinking about the North Pole. And I cannot wait for y'all to hear this report. We just finished the Finance Committee meeting, and I'm telling you, this world is rocking. So, Ms. Stacy, would you please tell us about our budgets?
I'm going to go over this year's budget as the 2026 is further down the line.
Okay.
All right, so I believe y'all received August, September, and October this round. I would do just a quick overview since y'all have had a chance to look at them. Has anybody got any question on the August one yet? Okay, so just a quick review. We did get a small grant for our back to school bash. That was the 3063 revenue. And we did get our final E-rate disbursement for 24-25. That's the 3075 category. That was the last one for that one, and then the new year started, and then we had the pause, and we are just now getting through all of that. And we did get approved for the 25-26. So we're waiting for this disbursement since the shutdown happened. There was no money there. So once they get everything back into process, we should be seeing some of that we got approved for. The expenses, the biggest change we had was janitorial. And that is because we finished our contract with Jenny King, and we elected to let it go and just hire employees to take the duties of that. So you'll see the change in that. Our building maintenance, we did do some repairs on some different branches, including a tree removal at HGH and McDonald, some backflow repairs at Boys, and other miscellaneous building maintenance repairs. And then 5550, Friends received, sent us their reimbursement checks for things that we purchased on their behalf.
Do you want us to approve it month by month?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I seek a motion to approve the August budget. August, balance sheet.
I so approved.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along to September. Very few big changes. Friends did give us some donations to help with multiple programs. There was the Friends finished their book sale and gave us the endowment funds to invest on their behalf. So that was actually came in higher than they were expecting because they had such a beautiful book sale this year. So we are moving that right along. For expenses, there was a small bank charge fee because we ran out of deposit slips and checks for one of our accounts, and we had to pay for the purchase of those materials. Basic banking expenses. And then 4184 is where we purchased our 4 new vehicles, and I hope y'all had the chance to see them. They're so pretty. And so needed, especially when we're scrambling
reliable.
trying to get.
Reliable, they don't break down.
Yes, and especially with all the parades we've got coming, that we're
Yes.
scrambling, trying to get them all divvied out now. So September was very standard.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the September balance sheet.
I so move.
I second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
All right.
October.
On we go to October. October, we had more interest on our bank accounts. Woo-hoo. Our E-rate did get approved. However, we haven't received it. I did mention that on the previous. Expenses, we did have the professional fee expense regarding the survey of our west side lot that Celeste has discussed with y'all. 4180, we had to replace the bookmobile generator. We tried and tried to fix it, and we gave up and just bought a brand new generator because we couldn't fix it anymore. It also included the cost of the decals and whatnot on the new vehicles. Now that we've got those vehicles, we expect to see the travel from mileage on personal vehicles should start dropping now that we've been able to assign these out. And then 4285 and 4318, you'll notice some differences there because we were trying to pull out some of the craft supplies that were more appropriately into the art class budget rather than the budgets we had them in. So there's just some movement there. And then LaSalle, there was charges there, but they're to be reimbursed to us, and you should see the reimbursement in the November because we received the check already from them. It just came in November. So that was the only movement we've had. That was out of the ordinary.
Questions? All right, I'll take a motion to approve the October balance sheet.
I so move.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right.
And at that, I'm done.
Thank you very much. Miss Celeste,
Thank you. I just have a few things included on my director's report. In fact, I went back and forth whether or not I need to even do a written one, since most of what I was going to talk to you guys about, someone else could talk about it, or it was going to come up later in the meeting. However, I wanted to mention a few things. We were present at the Louisiana Book Festival as part of the Parish Libraries Roundup, and we saw hundreds, if not topping 1,000 folks came by our table. It was very well attended. The weather was excellent this year. It was held on November the 1st, and we saw a lot of people come through. I want to express my thanks to the employees who showed up. Craig and Trina helped me to do the setup that morning. We got everything set up, and then we did all through the morning to the early afternoon, and then Jackie Craven and Victoria took over from us around midday, and I stayed throughout the rest of the day because I was also volunteering at the festival and helped them to clean up and get everything packed. Trina stayed as well and helped everything to get packed up. And so it was a great day. We had a lot of fun. We met a lot of people. We heard some really great compliments about our library system and about, we had actually people from this area who were there enjoying the book festival. So they were just, their faces lit up whenever they saw us, that their local library was there and represented. So that was really nice. But we also got to, share some information with other libraries who were there, and also, talk about what the different public libraries offer and steal a few ideas too. So that was nice. Then talking about sharing, we have Share Sinlaw, which actually officially launched today. Whenever I leave this meeting, I'm going by the launch party afterwards, actually. It is an initiative of the Central Louisiana Community Foundation, and it basically centralizes a place online where individuals can either find local nonprofits to donate to, either whether that is money or volunteering, finding out information, and it links to our website, so therefore it links to our event calendars and lets people see what all we're doing in the community. So all of our information has been submitted to them for inclusion in that. And that's a really, really awesome initiative for our community. And then finally, I'm really happy to report there is growing interest and growing access with the museum access for the Check Out Louisiana. You guys will recall earlier this year we were part of the pilot program that started offering where with your library card you could print museum passes. They've now expanded the number of entities, and I have them all listed, I'm not going to read them out, but they've expanded the number of entities that are accepting them now. We have more libraries who are participating, and I'm very excited to say that the New Orleans Museum of Art and the Pontchartrain Conservancy are both currently considering adding themselves as well. Right now, the World War II Museum is on there, which is incredible. The Cabildo, the Mint, there's some really great, the Whitney Plantation, there's some really, really great places, historic sites that are included. So that's a really, I'm very excited about that. All right, that's about all. That's about all that I have. It's not going to be covered elsewhere.
All right, direct services report, Linda Hong.
Did you say leave?
That was my Cajun. Moved on.
It's quite all right.
I just had to play.
No, it's Lene.
Lene. Sorry. I'm gonna learn.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. And I don't have a whole lot to report about. It's that time of the year where we're just actually having fun and hanging out and cleaning out and doing all those good things. But we did participate in several fall festivals through the branches. Heinsohn was one. We went to their Oak Hill High School, and in their ballpark field, we trunk or treat, or whatever, however you want to call it, had a festival. We had a good time. Lots of people came to our table. We shared information and things like that. And I know you don't get out to Heinsohn a whole lot, but Heinsohn is booming lately. We're having really good visitation from the patrons there with our new manager there, Chris Vines. So with that, I'm not going to take any thunder from Sandy, but in the flyers that you have in your folders, but we're gearing up for December for our time of giving, which is always a good time of the year to give back. So that's all I have. As always, I ask if you have any questions or you need to ask about any branch or anything going on, you can let me know.
Thank you, Linda.
You're quite welcome.
Human Resources Report, Miss Jackie Brown.
All right. Good
Who's in
evening.
green?
Good evening once again. Okay, I just have a couple of things. We have two ratifications that we need to do. Maya Moton and Jace Torres. They are both circulation clerks, and we just want to ratify them.
I need a motion.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Y'all are doing good. All in favor, say aye.
If y'all don't mind, please do them individually.
Okay, we'll do
right.
Myra first.
Okay.
Okay, here we go again. Motion,
Also moved.
second.
I second.
All in favor of Myra, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now let's do Jace. I need a motion.
I so moved.
I gotta do better. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor of Jace, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, and the last thing is the director's evaluation. Now, I know that you all have received them via email, so just in case we have issues with printers or anything, I made another copy for you guys. So that's what's in the manila folder, is a copy of the contract. The evaluation. So again, I need to have those by December 16th, please. If you get them sooner, you can drop them off at the office, what have you, or you can give them to me at the next meeting, I think, which is December 16th. But of course, again, if you have it earlier, please feel free to drop it off to me.
I think that's a hint, she might want it early.
That would really help.
That's
Then I'll be done for the year. And that's all that I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Programming and outreach, Ms. Conoco.
Thank you, yes. So programming and outreach, I will say the last 3 to 4 months, honestly, we have been what I have called a giant fruit basket turnover because between our staff, we have had deaths in the family, surgeries, sickness. We have just been a little shoestring staff for the last few months, but everyone is back and here, and we are hoping that it stays that way. It's been a joy. We had, Craig, who does children and teens, covered senior adult programs, which was interesting. Like, everyone's covered a bookmobile shift that had never even ridden the book. It's been fun, and I'm really proud of my staff and they've never complained once. No one has said, that's not my job, or I'm spread too thin. So I'm just really proud of all they've done, because it's been a lot the past few months. We've been short. But as we are getting into, winter holiday season, all the crafts have kind of gotten wintry. The painting classes are now doing ornaments, diamond painting with terrace snowflakes. Craig, of course, is doing Wicked, because that's a current, Wicked programs. But Santa letters are being written right now. They're going out. We had over 600. I know in years past we've had over 1,000, but again, with the shortage of staff, we were excited to get over 600, and they are almost completely written. We were printing labels earlier, we're almost ready to go with those. We've had a lot of community events as well. We did the City of Pineville Fall Festival. Man, when they said it planned for 2,500, it was crazy. It was a huge event, and they moved it out to Ward 9, I think, from Keys Park, because it was people were crossing busy traffic. It wasn't but it was fantastic out there. There was space, and it was a fantastic event. Did Glow for the Girls. I actually got to present a couple of weeks ago at the LACA conference, the Louisiana Early Childhood Association conference. I used to present at that yearly, but it had been 5 or 6 years. I presented with actually my former boss, Tammy DeBartolo. We used to present together often, so it had been a while. It was a lot of fun, but we did some presentations there. And then I also did an event last week at the VA for caregivers, which was a fantastic event. They really went out of the way to do special things and comforting things for all the caregivers, because that's a hard job. And we made some fantastic connections with the VA. They're excited to do maybe some painting classes and book clubs with us, so that was a fun event. Upcoming Winterfest will be out there, and just all the, Santa pictures, and it's all happening. So, any questions for Pod? Oh, thank you.
Thank you, darling. Now we have IT report, Janie.
Janie is unfortunately ill today, but she asked me to give her a brief report, which is that they are currently working on the upgrades of staff computers. And once those are completed, they're going to do cycling through with all of the patron computers. So in the coming year, upgrading and making sure that Windows 11 is running on the staff computers and getting everything squared away with that, with the updates.
Okay, public relations report, Sandy.
Good afternoon. You all have like a little stack of papers right here, and it's really just our huge December campaign. It's every branch is getting involved. We're calling it Unwrap the Gift of the Library and help us give the gift of giving, which every branch has partnered with a community partner, and we are collecting at our branches for each partner. So like you'll see the individual things. So this is if y'all also want to contribute and know that each branch's individual flyer is here, and it shows what, like Westside is collecting for the fostering community for kids in foster care, and Robertson is collecting for the Starfish Ministries emergency foster care, and so that's where kids have to immediately go somewhere and they weren't expecting it and they need things. And then Labuse is doing the food bank, and King is doing Hope House, and there's tons of different items that we got with each branch, got with their partner, and found out what their needs were, what we could collect for at the branches. And so we're starting now, all through December, collecting for these community partners. And so I think it's a good idea when people come to the branches, they can come bring something when they come. Some of our branches are also doing programs around that, like come to this paint and ornament class and bring your can, or whatever. So we have multiple branches doing angel trees for their organizations and stuff like that. So we're really excited. We think it's a great way for the library to give back to the community who gives to us. So that's really all I have. Any questions?
And you mentioned that they are coming and setting up at the.
Yes, and most every community partner is coming to the branch at one point during the month and having a table and talking about what they do at their organization. And and some have multiple times they're coming, but I think it's a good thing to be able to get the word out about organizations that need help too, so. Okay.
Thank you. Any old business? Anybody have any old business? Okay, let's move on to new business. We are starting with the posting of the sale of West Side Regional Excess Land.
Okay. And this is basically my asking for your approval. The police jury has already approved this, and as you know, they are our property owner. So I just need your stamp of approval now for us to go ahead. What we have to do is we have to publish for sale the small piece of land that has been surveyed out there that is of no use, that's behind where the line is of usage behind the parking lot. You'll see there's sort of a slope, and it's behind that storage building over to that other side. It's a very oddly shaped parcel that has no function for us. We're going to advertise it for sale to the highest bidder. So that's all this is asking for.
And the money's gonna be
Yes, and the
designated
money
for
will be
here.
designated for West
West
Side
Side.
Regional.
Yeah.
I have a couple of
Pam's
questions.
smiling.
First, I want to know, do we actually have authority to approve this? So like if we said no right now, it wouldn't be able to sell?
The board approved it, the police jury approved it pending your approval.
Okay.
And they technically own all of our properties, and they asked as a courtesy for our approval as well, because they want you all to be informed about the decision as well.
Okay, so do any offers or anything come through us, or once we do this, our part's done?
I believe your part would be done. We need to do the advertising. We would put forth the advertising for it, and then the sale, it would be an opening of bids.
Okay, help me understand how, if you know, I might have to ask the police jury, I don't know, but, how that process is gonna go. Is it an auction? Is it?
I'm not familiar with that exact, I believe it's just an opening of the bids. It's an auction, but people will place offers, from my understanding, but you might get some better clarification from the police jury.
Okay, do you know who's doing the auction or anything?
It's whoever's in the police jury office. You could contact our attorney, Mr. Greg Jones. He would probably have the best, information for you, the most updated information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I need a motion, saying that we, agree to the sale of West Side Regional Excess Land.
I so move.
I need a second. Second, thank you. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, nominating committee. Nominating committee met at, Huey Dellman. We went over, the different officers and talked about that. We normally start at the bottom of, this, and we'll start like by doing the treasurer and then the vice president and then the president. However, this year, we talked about, having ballots, and that ballot would contain the name of myself and Mr. Morgan. We've never done that before, but it doesn't say anything in our bylaws we can or cannot do that. So I'm opening discussion about that change, in the officers. Vote.
We needed transparency in what we do.
You can call a vote.
Yes, ma'am?
Well, I don't understand, because I've been here 9 years. We have always had the president serve 2 terms. And this is only your first, so you should be the president next year.
Thank you.
Because, for one thing, to me, it's easier to adjust to and clarify all the things that have to be done. It gives you a chance to learn everything and do it next year. So, anyway, I just think there's, it's always been that way.
Do you wanna explain why you wanted to do the ballots?
You could just call the vote, or she can make a motion to do it, I mean.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the reasoning was me and you were the only
Right.
2 that we thought would be willing to do it. So the board, y'all can now decide what you want to do with that. We're both willing to do it, we're both willing to be president, and we're both willing to be vice president. So y'all decide who you want to be what.
Well, I just think it makes sense that you continue to be president.
Yeah, that's fine, so you
You
can make that motion.
make that motion.
I make a motion that we keep our president, just like she is for next year.
We need a second, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay. Now, the next office, since we're changing it a little bit, is vice president. And James has agreed to serve as vice president next year, so I will need a motion.
So move that we accept James as vice president.
I need a second.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. And our treasurer, Miss June, has agreed to stay with us another year. I didn't have to twist a foot or anything when I asked her.
Oh, Jim, that's great.
I'm getting a big kickback from this.
Yes, big kickback, big kickback. I'm a mimosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a mimosa.
Yeah, we're after mimosa today.
Okay, so I need a motion, for June to be our treasurer for next year.
So moved.
I need a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And now we have the personnel committee. The director's contract.
That's me. Let me get my personnel committee hat on. We met, the committee met and reviewed the contract. Where is that? I'm sorry. Reviewed the contract and, so we want to present it to the board. Where did I put it?
I don't know, I
Miss
wouldn't.
Jackie Brown can assist you if you'd like.
I mean, I have one. Thank you, you're my best friend. Do they have a copy of this contract? Do the board members have a copy?
Yes.
As previously, yes.
Yeah.
Are we gonna vote on this today, or are we gonna decide? Okay. So I need to make a motion for, since the,
Do you want me to
Yeah,
summarize?
yes, please, thank you.
Yeah. Tell us what we're voting on.
Okay, this is to renew our director's contract for another 4 years, okay? So we sent this out to you all earlier. So basically, the contract commences on June 18th of 20, I'm sorry, January 18 of 26 through January 17 of 2030. All right, and the next is to, item number 2 is her compensation. Her current salary, which is 106, with guaranteed 4 to 6% annual raises paid bi-weekly, okay? You have a question, Ms. Cox?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. All right. And so pretty much her responsibilities is what she's doing now, keeping the board informed and taking care of us and the community. Her benefits remains the same as is. Expenses, if we incur any legal fees or anything that is paid by the library, okay? She her professional development, she's already, doing that quite often, so, her termination severance, how can I say this shortly? If we, or if the board should terminate Celeste, she will be paid for the term of her contract plus 9 months. So,
Without cause.
If it is,
if
found to be without
it's
cause.
Without
found to
cause.
be without cause, okay? But of course, it's standard, it's pretty standard, so. And that's basically it. Just your standard contract with those. That's why I made a summary so everybody can see. Now, if I need to get you a copy of this before you leave, I think I have some extra. Okay.
I found mine, so. you
Okay.
can have that.
Oh, okay, I can help.
So if you need to look over it some more. Any questions about?
We need to have a motion then to approve for contract.
Are you through them?
I am through.
Okay. I need a motion to accept the director's contract for the next 4 years.
I so move.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, guys, our next, oh, get her back. Our finance committee met and we have the 2026 budget discussion. Okay, first a review.
Well, the first thing I need to do is give those that weren't in the committee a copy of the budget. And once we review this, we will just have the discussion and questions here. And if anyone has any questions, they are free to email Celeste and myself in the next 30 days, because we will wait until December to actually make a vote on this. Here you go. All right. I'm going to touch on the biggest ones and then let y'all go ahead and review it and ask questions along the way. So I'm gonna go over the revenue real quick. Our ad valorem tax, we received the numbers last minute from the tax assessor's office, and we did get an increase in the amount of money we'll be receiving. So that is gonna help us cover some of the things we need to do. The prior year tax went down, but that's because the tax assessors changed the way they do things and the systems they're using. So most of those prior year taxes ends up in the ad valorem now. So we're still getting the money, it's just the way it's allocated. The interest on our bank accounts, it is going down a little bit, but it is still more than what we anticipated. So I have come to a middle ground there and looked at an increase there. And our E-rate fund, the amount of money that I have there is what's been approved. With the way things are going and the question of whether to continue even funding E-rate that's been bouncing around up there, I gave us what we've been guaranteed, and I didn't add anything for the possibility of not even having it for the second half of the year. If we get the second half, yay for us. But I want to do worst case scenario there just to make sure we're covered and have what we have. So even with that, we do have an increase in our total revenue. All right, moving on to the expense. I'm going to hit the high notes here. Salaries is our biggest budget. We all know that. With that, I would like, based on this amount of money that I'm asking for, to get the board's approval for a 4% increase in salaries this year instead of their normal 3%. And I'm coming forward now for them to get it during their steps, rather than us coming to y'all in February or March and saying, hey, I found more money. Let's go ahead and get it there, since I have managed to have it there.
So the 4% is included in
It is included in this number, yes, ma'am. And there wasn't like this huge jump from this year's to the next year's, and I still managed to get it in there, with the caveat that we are going to stick with our people that we have and not go creating new positions. We are gonna take care of the ones we've got.
We're gonna stick to current staffing levels.
Does that need to be anything else on that part? Okay. The second biggest is our health insurance. And in this market, we've all seen the upheaval that's happening. And we got the numbers in, and of the numbers we got, we actually got the better deal, because some of the ones we heard were getting hit with 28% increase as the high end. We got the low end at 9.5%. That's a kind of a hard hit even at that. However, with the amount that I have managed to put in there is the exact same this year as next year. So I'm not even asking for an increase. What I would like to do though is have the library absorb that hit, since I can maintain it in the budget that I already got. And that I do need y'all to agree to.
It's a 1.4% differential for us in what was already set for this year, so.
And of course, this is caveat for every year with the changes that the insurance get, changes what we can and can't, what we do and don't cover. We'll just look at it each year, every time there's decreases or increases. Do we have any opinions or questions on that particular item?
I think it's great that we're going to do that, because that would be hard for an employee to have to pay that additional increase.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it would put too much on with everything that's going on, or higher prices and things, so, yeah, good idea.
Okay. The next big number was the internet. This is, of course, the full cost, minus, without taking out the revenue we get from E-rate. This would be the full-on cost of internet if we didn't have any help. So this is our external internet access, our internal conversation access, and that secondary backup that we have been so happy for, with the amount of times AT&T goes down and that kicks in, has kept us up and running. So this is literally the full cost if we had no help. All right. The next big item is the 4125 building rent. You will see a big drop in that because our contract invoice in that second building comes to an end on December 31st this year. Therefore, I don't have to account for any rent in that manner for next year. The next big hit we had was insurance over the properties and the contents of the properties and our cars. Because we added those new vehicles, obviously we're gonna get an increase in the amount of insurance. But we did get hit on the reevaluation of the cost of the buildings
And their contents.
and their contents. Because the last time the contents were reevaluated was in like 2014. And so much has changed since then. So they reevaluated what the contents would be, and they reevaluated the cost of rebuilding a building. And since 2014, 2019 was probably the last time they even looked at any of those, it was a big jump. So we are going to see an increase over the cost of it. And that was a bigger jump too. 4196, you'll see the effect of the janitorial, of hiring instead of having the third party. That money that was in there, I moved to the salary budget to cover that difference. And the amount we were paying them covers the amount of our employee. So it worked out really well for us. We did go ahead and look at increasing our materials and our electronic budget because the patrons are continually using our services, are looking for the electronic items, and we want to give the patrons a little more chance to have those things that they're asking for. Everything else is in the notes section for y'all to review. And if anybody has any questions, they can ask them now or they can email us, and we'll be happy to go over them.
We don't have to take a vote on that.
The vote will come next month.
Next month.
December 18th.
This is just for y'all for me to tell y'all what's going on and for y'all to have an opportunity to ask questions.
Actually, if you would like to all take a vote, that we would be putting this for public observation and having the budget out for public review. Also, I was doing a little bit of quick math, which is not my strong suit, I'm an English person. And I noticed that our next meeting is December 16th, which is slightly earlier. That would be actually 2 days shy. Do we want to move our meeting to December 18th, which is the Thursday, so that we are at the 30 days? To ensure we have our full 30 days of review. The items have been available for review for the last couple of days, but I would like for us to have the robust full 30.
Hold on. It depends on when Santa. So I have Santa stuff.
I'm sorry to throw that wrench at this moment, it's just something that I noticed. Because while this budget has been available for public access for the last week, we want to ensure.
I know, I'll put it back in
Keep digging, honey.
there. I am digging. Cause I know on the 16th I have to leave here and like almost fly.
Well, then you wouldn't have to do that. You don't
Yeah, but I
have to
think the
wait.
18th that we're booked for 2, I think.
Well, let me see, I can pull up our calendar,
Yeah.
events calendar. If my phone doesn't want to be slow.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with me. Put it in the wrong bag. Nothing wrong. Ladies, this is what happens to you when you turn 70. I have Santa here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Santa's here, so
On the
that's perfect.
18th. So, yeah. Is there a place for us to change clothes, Pam?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just wanna make sure we can change clothes
Where do we go?
for Santa.
Oh, okay. I thought that's your pet
Let's
name.
see, Tam, what is it looking like that afternoon here?
I am pulling up on my phone.
Apparently, yeah, my phone is being very slow.
No, it's gonna be out in the children's area. I was in the hospital, I think it was December.
I'm not seeing.
Anybody else have any problem with the 18th?
I don't.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay. That's why I thought, I'm not the only one, somebody else got.
Because we've fulfilled, I feel that we've fulfilled the letter of the law, but I want to make sure we also fulfill the spirit of it. And to get those extra 2 days will get us completely covered.
I like that. I move that we move the meeting to December 8th.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you
Who
very
seconded?
much
I'm
for
sorry.
that.
I wasn't looking up who seconded.
Huh?
Who
I
seconded?
seconded it.
Sarah.
Okay, so that's the last thing we have to do about is placement for public, so we're done with that part, yes, okay. Personal note, just so you'll know, George is playing Santa for us at all our branches, and I'll be Mrs. Claus, so if you would like to join us at some, we appreciate y'all sticking your head in and saying hello. And I wanna also thank Kendra for making me a new, board book, because when we were at the hospital, all my library information got stolen out of my car. It was in a nice bag, so I guess they wanted it. So I had to recreate a bunch of stuff in order to keep it, but I wanna thank you for doing that very much, I appreciate it. Next meeting, December the 18th.
16th.
18th.
Oh, listen, we
Just
just
changed
changed
it.
it, we got to adjust it, it's 30 days.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's okay. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to dismiss.
So moved.
A second?
A second.
All in favor, aye. Thank y'all very much.
And here's what you